What is up, everyone? So it's been a little dead down here the last couple days. As you guys know, I missed a couple of videos, and I always hate missing videos, but I really think I focused a little bit too much on the Sonda last week trying to get ready for the drift event. I was going crazy that I kind of lost track of things, and I'm a little behind this week, but it's gonna pick up fast. It's gonna pick up soon. We got a lot of work to do on some other stuff, and I also have some pretty big news that I am super excited to share with you guys. But for now, today, I had an idea for a quick little video, and I know it's something we're all dying to know, and that is the weight of the Sonda. So I picked up these beautiful scales from my buddy, this whole mechanism, and we're gonna be able to know each corner weight of the chassis, obviously the overall weight and the weight distribution. Now, we all know the car is gonna be heavier because we, added quite a bit to it. It's not a big deal since the chassis was already light to begin with, but I'm very excited to see how this thing balances out, seeing how we took a front-wheel drive chassis and turn it into a rear-wheel drive car. So I'm gonna wait till Bri shows up because I feel like I need to do this with him. But for now, let's get these things set up and yeah. This looks fancy. What? Right, just to take some weights. There we go. All right. We got a chart here. Left front. All right, I gotta figure it out. Let's see how much I weigh.
Fat bastard.
237 pounds?
What?
No way.
You're fat.
Oh man.
You was a fatty. How much do I weigh?
That's the most I've ever weighed.
Yeah, that's right.
181?
Yeah, that's right.
Man, I gained weight, dude. Here it is. Here's the test.
Oh. Does this thing got a limit?
Ooh, 283.
Okay, we were 290 a couple weeks ago. Let's go.
These must be wrong.
Big boys are us.
What do we got? Am I really 238?
I think that's right, dude. Because I weighed
Jesus
myself
Christ! I gotta lay off the refreshers, dude.
Dude,
I don't think it's the refreshers. I think it's all the snacks that everyone
I was about to
sends you.
say it's all the damn zebra cakes.
Well, it looks like your boy's getting thick. All right, so B's here. B, what is up?
What's up, man?
How you feeling about this?
I'm feeling good.
How much do you weigh? Get back on there.
It's not gonna tell me.
They made me do it.
Come on, you chubster.
You need to bulk up, kid. 164?
I just ate a big old dinner.
All right, whatever. So before we weigh this thing, we got to talk about it, right? So before we name our guesses, let's put two facts down. So this is an SE model, which means it is the heaviest model because it's power everything. They say the SE online weighs about 2,500 pounds, which, yeah, which is a decent amount. That being said, I could also say that an S13 weighs around 2,800 pounds.
Yeah.
So putting it together, my guess is going to be 2640.
2640. I'm gonna have to go with 2750.
2750.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, what about you?
I was gonna say 2712.
All right, okay. So we guess the overall weight. Now the next thing to guess is the weight distribution. So according to Google, the weight distribution of a front wheel drive car is about 67-33. So it's about 70-30.
30 is what a stock Civic is.
Yeah, so now that we rear wheel drive converted, I would say 60-40. I'm gonna go 60-40.
I think it's gonna be a little bit better than that. I'm hoping it's like 55-45.
That's it?
Hoping, yeah.
Okay, what do you think, Josh?
Yeah, I was thinking somewhere in order like the 55-45.
The car feels like well planted all around.
It's insane. Yeah, dude, it is crazy. Like this thing, honestly, beyond drifting, handles really good. So before, don't cheat, but please put your guesses below. We got to cover the scale, so no one can. We're gonna cover this. All right. Let's get this thing on and see what she weighs. All right, it's on. You want to change your guess before we move it?
No.
All right. Okay, ready?
I don't know.
2550.
No way.
How cool is that?
Dude,
Dude, I think that's what I said like weeks ago, and then you
Yeah,
told me that these things are heavy.
That's what he said weeks ago.
Weeks ago.
Weeks ago. It's 2550. That is crazy. That means it barely weighs a little bit more than
2551.
That is so cool. And it's got, it's got a full tank of gas in it right now.
Dude, I'm looking at the four numbers, and I want to know the split. Come on. Do the math. It's really good.
Wow. Weight distribution, 55 to 45. You got that one right.
Dude.
55 to 45. That is crazy.
Drives
roughly,
so well.
Okay? You guys do the math
the camera
together.
won't let me zoom out.
55, 45. Wow. But let's talk about like what we added to the car, right? So the engine's obviously heavier. The trans is most likely probably the same weight, I would say.
Trans is heavier.
Yeah, you think
Civic
so?
Trans are light as hell. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. The trans is probably heavier. Then we have that drive shaft, which is a huge chunk of metal. We got a rear diff now, which is pretty heavy, and that whole rear subframe, which is pretty heavy. The only thing I could see actually being lighter is the front suspension components, because the Civic front suspension was super heavy.
Yeah, no, compared to these control arms and stuff, compared to the Civic, are definitely lighter.
And then we added the trans tunnel, which we did not skimp out on material on those. That thing is thick as all hell. And realistically, as far as the rear goes, we lost the factory gas tank, and maybe our fuller pan slightly lighter.
No. Maybe it is.
I'm thinking where we lost a lot of the weight was I did delete, the air conditioning components. That's a lot of weight. It's not a ridiculous amount. And I left all the factory chassis bracing too, which most of the front wheel guys tend to get rid of.
Yeah, we left as much of the like OEM bracing as we could in here.
How the weight ended up being 2550, I don't know, but I am not mad about it, and I say that is freaking awesome. Now, in terms of the weight balance, I think it makes sense.
The weight balance, I think, makes sense, like especially when you think about how heavy what was going on up front before with the front wheel drive setup compared to, where we added weight elsewhere. That's exciting. Dude, like I'm genuinely surprised at how light it is after you told me what they were stock, though.
Yeah. 25, 13.
25, 13. So we've only added freaking 40 pounds. Not even. 37 pounds is all you asked, switching to rear wheel drive.
Who would have thought?
That's ridiculous.
So in summary, while converting this thing from front wheel drive to rear wheel drive, we were able to transform the weight distribution from 70-30 to 55-45 and maintain the similar weight. Just about the same weight if we go by the manufacturer weight. And I mean, I would say that is a huge freaking victory and just another reason as to why Nissan is just a badass car. All right, so I know we don't have too much going on today, but there is one more thing I want to do before I go home. And honestly, I was really hoping the boys would be here for this one, but fortunately everyone was a little bit busy tonight. And that is actually set up a two-step or launch control, whatever you want to call it, on the Sonda. Now, I figured we have an extra switch on the fuse panel. Gotta put it to use somehow, and well, I wired that into the ECU, and now we have a switch to turn on our two-step. This usually isn't my style. I don't really have it on any cars, but I figured it'd be fun for this thing. And honestly, the Link ECU has like a really, really awesome like anti-lag control system on it, and I've always wanted to try it. So I figured, well, this would be a good test. So let's see if we can get Nissan to spit some flames. All right, so the car is warmed up, we're ready to go, and let's hope we don't blow a turbo gasket. So what I did is I took my empty switch right here, and when I turn it on, what that does is it sends the 12-volt signal to the ECU through one of the digital inputs, because I have a couple extra. What it does, of course, is it gives a signal for the ECU to say, hey, turn the launch control on. So now we gotta go set all that up. Let's get this figured out. All right, so we have our motorsport functions. And then we have anti-lag or launch control, and I'm gonna do launch control, so let's turn this on. All right, so we'll turn this on to we'll just do a single launch to keep it simple for now. And then our activation control, like I said before, we put it into digital input 3. So as you guys can see, there's a bunch going on, and there's a lot of things you can control, and I wanna keep it simple. I'm just gonna kind of do it on like an RPM launch. So we have a limiting launch. We'll keep it with an ignition cut, because those are usually more aggressive and, well, promote flames. So we're gonna put that on. The limit range, we're gonna put this to 400. So as far as timing goes, of course, we're gonna want a retarded timing, just because the more retarded timing is, the more we can get that to ignite into the exhaust. That's what we want. And we'll keep it at -5. That seems aggressive enough. And we'll set the hard launch. Let's try it at 3,000 for now. Let's just hear how that sounds. We have it like broadly set up, and well, let's hit our switch. And let's hear this thing kick on. Okay, see, that's nice and quiet. Let's hear it again. Nice and soft. We got a little bit of rumble, so we know it's working. Now, of course, let's turn this up to 40. Let's turn this up to 4 grand and see how much more aggressive that sounds. It's crazy what 1,000 RPMs can do. Check it out. Wow, and as you can hear, the turbo surged. Clearly we're getting boost from just revving it, which is kind of the whole idea of launch control, is trying to get the thing to build boost so we can launch harder. Usually you can't build that much boost by just revving an engine. There has to be flames with that right off the rip. There's no freaking way. Oh, there's... All right, let's turn this up another 500 RPMs and see if this thing spits flames. All right, so I think it spit like a little baby flame. We could do better. Let's try again. Come on. There is no way that didn't just spit some meaty flames. I gotta check the footage. I'll be right back. All right, they were there. They weren't massive, but I'll take them. Now I'm gonna do it one more time, and then I kind of have to call it quits because someone's gonna run over and start screaming at me in a second. All right. All right, there it is. I don't even care if it spit that big of flames. It sounds sick. It built full boost from by revving it up, which is insane. And we could play with it later on, but for now I gotta let the block quiet down. And now I have myself a nice little operational ricer button. Whatever, it's fun. So I'm gonna let this thing idle happily for a little while before I park it, but there we go. Little video for today. We weighed it. We made it that much rice here. It was a good day. Stay tuned for tomorrow. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content, and we'll see you tomorrow.